Hey, how you guys doing? IVIX. Yeah, so I got a 4x4 trapdoor for you. And so this is actually a version 2 of it. The original version me and Reese were messing with, and I did the entire top of that particular one, and then he helped me with a retraction circuit. And so based off that design, I slimmed it down and got it to be 4 blocks. So it's 12 by 13 by 4. The other one was 5 by 16 by 16, so quite a big difference in space. But that bigger size enabled me to make this one. So let's go ahead and check it out, and then we'll look at the redstone and then get on to making it. So this is incredibly fast. It does give animation error, which is one of the things I had to sacrifice for it to be so fast. So I made this for my mob grinder, and so I wanted to show you guys just how fast it is that it doesn't look like it's really opening and closing the middle, but it's actually really fast. You'll see that if I put a button on this, which would normally break a 4x4 door, all the items drop in, meaning that it did a complete opening and closing even though it didn't look like it. So it's incredibly fast. You can use a button on it, which is why I chose this one for the mob grinder. So let me go ahead and unwrap this and we'll take a look at the redstone. Alright, so here's the redstone, and as you can tell, it's completely symmetrical, so 1/4 is exactly the same as the other, which means we can basically just build 1/4 of this and you can just copy and paste the other 3, and it'll make this tutorial quite small and really simple. So yeah, the redstone is actually really compact. I mean, you can see I'm not even using most of the space in here. So yeah, most of the circuitry is on the top, and you just got some simple wiring here. So alright, let's move on to the tutorial. Alright, so before we get started on this, you are going to want to make this facing north. That's because the monostables are going to be facing east or west. Now, just bear with me on that. You basically want to be looking up or down. I would say do it up, and you might want to do this on creative. So before we do the tutorial, I'm going to let you guys know that you can make 1/4 of this and then just copy it. So that's what we're going to basically do. I don't have enough time to do the whole door. It takes probably about 5 minutes to do each quarter. So all you got to do is just copy it. So all we need is a 5 by 7 platform facing north. And then here you're going to want to put 3 blocks like this, then a 4th, and then delete the blocks underneath. Come underneath here. You're going to want a torch, and then a repeater on 3 ticks of delay, sticky piston, and then underneath this, 2 blocks make it a little L. That's going to give us our full extension. So this is just an extension circuit. So now we need the retraction for the double piston extender, which is 3 blocks like that. And on the 4th one, you're going to want to come up, and then 2 repeaters, 3, and then 2, some redstone. And then that's going to give us our retraction on this. So before we go any further, let's go ahead and invert it, because right now it's getting power all the time, and we don't want that. So our input is now here. You can see that it'll just extend out and retract. Alright, so now we need our block adder, and it's going to go right here. So block right there, come out 2 blocks, put in another one, do that, and then come underneath, make a little L, and then delete it and make it into a U. You're going to need 3 blocks like that, and then 2 here. You're going to come down here, right underneath that repeater, come 2 out, 1 up like that, and then delete that block. Alright, so we're going to need repeater here on none, repeater here on 4, repeater behind the block adder on 3, repeater here on 1 tick. And this is going to connect into this, which is our dual edge. And then now we should have a block adder. And there you go, so it added in the block. So now we just need the subtraction system. So torch, 2 blocks down from that torch, and then 2 blocks here. Then you're going to need a sticky piston, and this is what makes this orientational. So 3 and 2, some redstone. And there you go. So now we should get a block add and subtract. And there we go. So now you're just going to want to do the same thing. You want to make 4 of these, and the easiest way to do it is to just copy what you already have. Alright, so this is what you should have now. You should have 4 of them, and the piston layout should be like that. Forgot to delete this. Alright, so this is what you should have. So these shouldn't be hooked up, and so what you're going to want to do first thing, if you're going to be using a button on this, you're definitely going to need to put your furnaces here to prevent it from making the piston back out. So just an immovable block, so you can use furnaces, signs, anything that's not movable. So that's that. And so the next thing you're going to need to do is figure out which side of it do you want your input. So I want my input, I think I'm going to have it on the right side of it over here. So that's what we're going to want to do next. So the input for this is right here. It's basically some redstone. So we're going to do this side first. Going to have to make it day here in a second. So you basically want to make this symmetrical. So it's the same on each side. This is just the wiring. So it's just to get it to connect. Alright. So now that we got this, we got one side that's operational, meaning you'll see here that if you were to input this, it's going to do our one side block adder, but these aren't hooked up yet. So that's the next thing we need to do, is just hook that up. But before we do, let's go ahead and put our inputs on where we need them, which is here, one block down. So you want it to be symmetrical. And then all you need to do is just connect these lines up, and I'll show you that. It's real simple. A little bit of a timing, you need to adjust the timing a little bit, but otherwise it's pretty simple. So let's go ahead and just hook up this. So these two blocks here are going to get powered by this redstone, causing this to close. So one side here will power all 3 of these pistons, so it'll save us material. So that, like that, you should have just like this. You want to do the same on the other side. So if you want the animation to be fairly decent, you definitely want to have the same kind of deal going on. So like that. So when I close this now from either side, it should give us our full, retraction and all that. And I forgot to put redstone. And so there we go. You can see that that's 1/2 hooked up, so now we just need to connect them up in the middle. And that's really simple, so you can do it from either side, here or over here. I prefer right here. So what you're going to want to do is where this block is, you're going to come underneath and put a block there, block coming out. You basically want to follow the line of this and then have it come through and connect up to that wiring there. So you're going to need a repeater here, and then redstone. And then here you're going to want to put a block and then a repeater into that block. And then just like that, have it come through. You're going to need to come over here and put another repeater. So if you count these repeaters, there's 3 plus the one going into the input, which means we're going to need to put 4 delay on this side, which now at this point we can't actually put a inverted input. So I myself like mine closed all the time. I don't want it to be open, so we just need to invert it. So a block with a torch on it like so causes it to close. Now we didn't get our block add in here, and it's because I actually have that on there. So let's go ahead and deactivate this. Alright, so it needs a simple little reset on it, like that. Then we'll give it one more shot. And there we go. A little bit of a error. It happens with redstone. Sometimes it doesn't do what it's supposed to. There you go. Alright, so that's pretty much it. You know, this would be your input. Simple piece of redstone with a block on it. You can either use a button now, or a lever, or put a T flip-flop in. So you can open it, close it, and then button operate it. And that's pretty much it. There's not too many doors that can do that. 4x4s that can be opened. And it being completely symmetrical, 1/4 is exactly the same timing, same everything. Gives you the ability to actually make this a spiral if you want. Although I would say, why would you want it to spiral? I like my animation nice and clean, or as clean as possible. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. You know, comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. And yeah, alright. Have a good one. Later.